killing fluffy bunnies. Son of the world's biggest rabbit dies on United flight. Huge 3-foot bunny arrives in Chicago dead in strange circumstances. United Airlines faces fresh controversy today after a fit and healthy giant rabbit expected to become the world's biggest died suddenly on one of its planes. Simon, a 10-month-old 3-foot continental giant rabbit expected to weigh more than 5 pounds when fully grown, was bought by a mystery U.S. celebrity buyer who paid more than £2,000 to fly him from Heathrow to Chicago. Had he lived, Simon was expected to outgrow the world's biggest rabbit, his 4 feet 4 inches father Darius. But his devastated owner Annette Edwards from Stoulton in Worcester claims he died in the cargo hold of United Airlines flight from Heathrow Airport to Chicago on April 19. United told Annette, a breeder of large rabbits and former Playboy model, survived the flight but died when being held in a storage room in O'Hare International Airport. The row over Simon's mysterious death came weeks after passenger Dr. David Dow was filmed being beaten and dragged off a United Express flight sparked widespread outrage. Dr. Dow, a 69-year-old from Kentucky, was seen with a bloodied face after being forcibly taken off the plane by Chicago airport officers who had been summoned by United employees when he would not give up his seat. Simon's new owner is expected to sue because he paid £2,000 for Simon's flight, £85 vet bill and £300 for Simon himself. She said, "Something has gone wrong somewhere, and I can't think for a moment what it might be because nothing like this has ever happened before. It's awful. I was devastated, and for a couple of days I was feeling numb, just awful and feeling really bad, and I think everybody concerned was very upset." The gentleman receiving Simon got the phone call when he was on his way to the airport to collect him to be told he had died. Annette said, "What I cannot understand is if he was all right when he landed in Chicago, what has happened between then and them finding him dead after he'd been checked on a couple of times. I need some answers before we send anyone else on a plane again. I was going to keep Simon, but because I've got such a good relationship with the buyer I knew he's going to have a good home, so I was prepared to let Simon go." Simon was a stunning boy with black fur and blue eyes, and the gentleman wanted a boy he could show off, which was going to be so nice for Simon. "I took him for a full health checkup at the vets on the day of his flight on the 19th of April. He went for his health check at around 6:15 p.m. He left me around 9:15. He looked so happy at the vets, hopping about everywhere. He had his temperature taken, heart checked and a thorough going over, which was all fine. He went from Heathrow to Canton, and when he landed at Chicago he was checked, and all right, he was absolutely fine. Apparently he was left in a room for when they've got another flight to go. He was checked a couple of times and was all right, but when they checked him for the next flight they found him dead." Simon is the son of Annette's 4 feet 4 inch rabbit Darius, who holds the title of world's biggest rabbit. But he was expected to overtake Darius, who weighs in at a whopping 5 pounds. She said, "It's just for the love of it, Darius's babies, that I sell them. It gives me great pleasure to share these wonderful with these creatures around the world, but it's definitely not a business. If one of Darius's babies is going abroad, they have to be at least 14 to 16 weeks old to fly." This gentleman wanted one that wasn't very small but still getting bigger. "I've sent quite a lot of animals abroad before, but I'd never send them anywhere if I thought there was a risk of death, so I need to know the results of the investigation. They're now looking at CCTV to find out what's gone wrong. At this stage we don't know what to do, and I've told the gentleman to let me know how he wants to go forward. Out of all the animals that travel every day, it's very rare for something like this to happen. Pets are transported all the time, and not least in the Army, which is why I'm so shocked." A spokesman for United Airlines said, "We were saddened to hear this news. The safety and well-being of all the animals that travel with us is of the utmost importance to United Airlines and our Pet Safe team. We have been in contact with our customer and have offered assistance. We are reviewing this matter